everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Two stakes races on tap at Aqueduct on Sunday. Here's the field for the Gravesend. $100,000 is the purse. It's carded as race number 7. We're going 3/4 of a mile. And unfortunately, the expected heavy favorite, the 5, Wonder Where Craig is going to be withdrawn. Came up with a little bit of a foot issue. It leaves us with a field of 5, and it leaves Chateau, perhaps, loose on the lead, unless Jackson Traveler wants to go.
Yeah, it's a very big scratch. Not only was Wonder Where Craig is way the horse to beat in here, but it was also speed. And perhaps there was a pace battle with Chateau looming. Now maybe Chateau does just clear off. It certainly helps the 6's chances. I mean, I guess you're right there, man. I guess Jackson Traveler just has to go from the rail now.
Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Friends, remember to head on over to timeformus.com. Once scratches are made official, this pace projector will automatically update. And with Wonder Where Craig is out, maybe we'll get a blue bar scenario favoring horses on or near the early lead. Chateau has always run well at Aqueduct. He has a good amount of early speed. I have noticed recently a tendency where he doesn't exactly finish off his races, though.
Yeah, that's not a recent phenomenon for Chateau. Anybody who has followed his career knows that he really just, in a lot of his races, he just isn't a strong finisher. He's very fast early. He is going to make the lead in here. We'll see if he can hold on.
Now, Mike, I know you're not Jackson Traveler's biggest fan. I like him a heck of a lot more than you do, but he's never been off the board from 11 starts. I think this is a good spot for him to try older horses for the first time. Last time out in that Steel Valley Sprint, he was up and on the pace with Barron, the runner-up, and he just couldn't put that horse away. Barron is pretty good. I think Jackson Traveler could get close to the pace. If I'm Jose Lozcano, I break, get outside of Chateau, and hope to outfinish him.
Yeah, that's what you're going to have to do. I don't think he can outrun Chateau to the lead, but he can keep up close, I hope. And then we'll see if he can just stay on at the end of this race. You know, he's certainly an okay horse, Dan. I much prefer him as a dirt sprinter. I realize that he's run well basically on all 3 surfaces. I just much prefer him as a dirt sprinter. He ran fine last time. I don't necessarily see the race on his card that would make me want to bet him in here, especially if he's going to be chasing Chateau early. But I won't be surprised if he runs well.
I think he's a consistent, likable horse with a little bit of upside potential. Nice to see the 2 Majestic Dunhill back in the entrance. Get a little worried, Mike. Hadn't seen him since the General George in February, where he just did not fire at all. There's one thing we know about Majestic Dunhill, and it could come into play this weekend in New York. He really likes a wet track.
Yeah, he definitely likes a wet track. It's interesting, Dan, because this is a horse who he's always been a really deep closer throughout his career. And obviously that might not play to his advantage on Sunday. There, for a very, very brief time at the end of last year, there was that 2-race streak at Belmont where almost out of nowhere, he just found really improved tactical speed, kept up close to the pace, wound up winning the Grade 3 Bold Ruler with a triple-digit buyer. And then right after that, he reverted into a deep closer, and he wasn't competitive in his next 3 starts. It's a big, long layoff for him. I wonder what they're going to do here. He's going to come back a little fresh here. If he can keep close, this is a race that he can win. He's not an untalented horse.
Agreed, and he has run very well fresh in the past. And again, keep an eye on your weather forecast. The 3 is Wendell Fong, a stakes winner earlier this year when Tally Lynch had him. That was the Fire Plug, another race over a wet track. He really likes a wet track as well. I wonder if he's running himself back into shape, Mike. This is going to be his 3rd start off of a March layoff for Chad Summers. He was close to the pace in the Bold Ruler. That didn't work out off the layoff, chasing Wonder Where Craig is. Then he fell far behind in the Fall Highway. What is his best running style? I wonder if he likes to make one run.
Yeah, I wonder if he does too. I think that's a pretty interesting question because I don't know the answer to it. This is just a horse. So I feel like even going back earlier in his career, and he was a stakes winner at Belmont early on, I just feel like he's always been a little bit better than he looks on paper, Dan. I really liked his Fire Plug at Laurel earlier this year. He had real trouble early in that race, came with a big run from out of it to win with a 99 buyer. And I even thought he ran well in the Tom Fool, where he had no chance with Chateau, who was loose on the lead. He missed time after that. His race off the layoff, I'm really going to give him a pass for. Nobody went after Wonder Where Craig is. So Jose Lozcano just decided, all right, I guess I'll go after him. I don't think that's the way that this horse wants to be ridden. He ran a little better last time. He didn't run great, but he ran a little better. I think he can take another step forward here and maybe make some noise at a price.
Arguably, the horse that's going to be affected the most by the scratch of Wonder Where Craig is the 4 Drafted, who's still seeking his first win in North America. Let's watch his most recent start. He finished 4th behind Wonder Where Craig is over a wet track in the Bold Ruler, sort of a wide bid flatten. He is far, far behind here when he was in for $80,000 against Cost Basis, who is even money. But once he changes leads, gets to the outside, he picks up some horses, and he's running late. I've always liked this horse, I think, a little bit more than maybe one should like this horse because he hasn't really run that race yet here in North America. I don't know. I liked him a lot better when there was some pace.
Yeah. I mean, it felt like he could be an interesting closer if Wonder Where Craig was still in here and he and Chateau hooked up. That's not going to happen now. You're still talking about a horse who is 0 for 6 in this country, and his top buyer is an 86 since he got here. And obviously those kinds of races aren't going to win this race. I thought he ran fine last time. I thought he ran well 3 starts back when he could not get clear of traffic, and actually would have been way closer at the end of that race if he could have. I still just don't know where he fits in this field.
Chateau under an 86 buyer last time out in the fall high weight. He only drops 5 pounds off the fall high weight for the Gravesend. Let's watch the fall high weight. Kendrick Carmouche was aggressive with Chateau. You got to be aggressive with Chateau. He's a one-way speed. Doesn't he have this race in the bag right here, Mike? He goes 45-3. He's 3 lengths clear of an 18-1 shot. And as usual, Chateau gets leg weary.
Yeah, he did. I mean, obviously he won a solid pace again because that's what he does. But you could tell by the time they got to the 8th pull here, he wasn't winning this race. He gets very tired. He's not around at the end of the race. It's certainly not a great performance, but it was at least a little better than his return from the short layoff at Parks prior to that. Listen, obviously his chances have greatly improved now that Wonder Where Craig is out. I still don't like this horse, Dan. To me, he is cheap speed. Maybe he's just going to wire this field, but you're not getting anywhere near the 6-1 now, and I'm not betting him.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Gravesend. I think one thing that Drafted might still have going for him is that I don't think Chateau can be rated. I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go fast. I think Jackson Traveler is going to try to be close. And as Mike mentioned, this horse has a couple of excuses for his races. Plus, he's going to be a price in this race. And I just don't love the favorites. You're sticking with Wendell Fong. He ran so well at Laurel, and a wet track moves him up.
Yeah, I mean, I had the favorite on top in here, Dan. And once Wonder Where Craig came out, I just sort of moved everybody up. I didn't really change my picks. I had Wendell Fong second. I'll just move him up to the top spot now. It's a much different race at this point, but I can give this horse one more chance. He's going to be an okay price in here.
3261 for Mike, 4163 for me. We'll see if Chateau can take him wire to wire in the Gravesend, one of 2 stakes at Aqueduct on Sunday. Good luck.